and welcome to News Channel 8. I'm Junior Garcia, and here are some of the top stories we have for you tonight. Fatal shooting in Mutual Homes. Governor D. Young discusses Juan F. Louis Hospital issues with members of the 30th legislature. And VI swimmers headed to Mexico City for the Pan American Olympics. These stories and more up next on News Channel 8.
News Channel 8 is brought to you by Omega XL. Experience Larry King's breakthrough secret to joint pain relief, Omega XL. To order or find out more information, call 1-800-298-1647 or check us out at asseenonchanel8.com.
In tonight's top story, 25-year-old Miguel Rivera was fatally shot this morning at Mutual Home Apartments in Grove. Here is WSVI-TV spokeswoman Melody Rames with the details.
A man who police said was recently released from the Golden Grove Adult Correctional Facility was fatally shot in the Mutual Homes Apartments on September 24th. The victim has been identified as 25-year-old Miguel Rivera. Police were called to the scene at about 1:30 a.m. to investigate reports of shots fired in the area of Building 24 and saw the unresponsive victim on the ground. The body was removed from the scene by medical personnel and he was pronounced dead by medical staff. This case is being followed up by the Criminal Investigation Bureau detectives, and anyone with any information on this case is asked to call detectives at 712-6030, 712-6077. You can call 911 or Crime Stoppers USVI at 1-800-222-TIPS. That's 1-800-222-8477.
Meanwhile, Governor John D. Young hosted a meeting with 13 members of the 30th legislature on Tuesday night to update them about issues involving the recent CMS survey report on the Governor Juan Louis Hospital on St. Croix, the threat of CMS decertification, and proposed next steps.
I had requested that we have this meeting and reached out to Senator Sanis to put it together, to get everyone together. And last evening we had 13 of the senators participate, which clearly is an indication of the importance by which they take this matter, and also at the same time looking for ways that we can work our way through it. And last evening was an opportunity for us to have that sort of a discussion. From the minute that I'd heard about it when I was in D.C. last week, having some meetings up on Capitol Hill, I've been in constant contact with Dr. Griffith, the interim CEO, and also with Dr. Ricketts and with the delegate in terms of what do we need to do to start putting in place actions that will mitigate the possibility of the October 9th date, which we all take very seriously as a result of the CMS report. And last night was an opportunity for Dr. Griffith to go through the entire report and to explain to the senators areas that he disagreed with, areas of concern, and action plans that we need to put in place. Also present with us was the chair of the territorial board, Commissioner Lynn Maduro, who also at the same time had a perspective with respect to some of the issues that we need to deal with. I think the important thing that came through last night is that the discussion was how do we move forward, not in terms of recognizing the issues that are in place, but giving the community the comfort that is necessary to, one, that we're addressing the issues of patient care, and two, making sure that we can mitigate the loss of income that will take place, which is estimated at about $2.2 million a month if that happens, and could be significantly higher, of course, over a period of time. But the whole notion here is let's put a plan together, let's work with CMS. The senators gave their own observations as to areas that they had some concerns with, and they articulated very well as to areas that they thought that we need to focus on, and the hospital needed to address going forward in terms of making sure, one, the CMS certification, but also overall with respect to ensuring the confidence that the community has to have. The important aspect that came out of this is that the branches of government are working together very seriously to get to this point.
D. Young and members of his senior staff and Policy team have been in regular conversations with Dr. Griffith, Delegate to Congress Donna Christensen, Human Services Commissioner Chris Finch, Department of Finance Commission Angel Dawson, and Budget Director Deborah Gottlieb about the governance and financial challenges facing the Juan F. Louis Hospital.
One of the areas that I do not agree with, and I was very forthright in stating it, which is that I will not call for a state of emergency. I don't believe that the state of emergency is something that we need to do at all. I think that it adds a level of anxiety that right now, given the course that we're on, the seriousness of which we are approaching this situation indicates that we've come up with a pathway to get to that certain point, and that a state of emergency, I think, doesn't add to the discussion, either in terms of additional resources that would come our way right now, nor does it give us the ability to do certain things outside of the procurement process that we could not do, or the changes that need to take place. I think the important part for us right now is to recognize that CMS has made a determination, the areas of it that we need to address immediately to be able to forestall them going towards decertification on the date that they stated, which is October 9th, and what do we have to put in place. All the parties have come together. There'll be some tough decisions that will have to be made over the next couple of weeks or days with respect to getting there. But once we have that plan in place, and again, Dr. Griffith, along with representatives from the delegate's office, my office, we'll all come together and work with the senators to see that we put this plan in place, have it submitted, and push towards avoiding the decertification at all, if we can. And we feel optimistic that at least we can have the discussions. It is very clear that CMS has sent a very serious warning, and that warning is things have got to change. And there are items and concerns that we've all had over the years, but right now we need to sort of come together to make these changes. The financial resources that we've given to the hospital over the year, whether it be from the last bond issue, the Senate approved monies for them, my recent submission of some retro claim funding that we need to allocate to the hospitals is all an indication of the resources that we're willing to put into the hospital, and we have to put into the hospital, particularly at a time when the revenues that we've lost within the community as a result of the recession, the closing of the refinery, clearly has put a tremendous strain there. Now it's a matter of us fine-tuning it. So, I think more than anything as a community, we've got to understand that this is our only hospital. We do not have the luxury of a variety of locations that we go to. We have to sustain this, and I think while many people will look at the negative sides of what's happened, we now have to recognize that we've got to come together and make this a much stronger facility. And I think the path that we're on is going to lead us there. None of us want to be in this position. This is not something that on any given day we want to have to address, but the strength of our community is that we can address this. We've got the talent. We'll find the resources, and we'll put the plan together to submit to make sure that we don't lose the decertification, or we're able to convince CMS to work with us.
The Governor Juan F. Louis Hospital has retained an international law firm following a decertification report from CMS. Dr. Griffith said that the hospital had signed Ropes & Gray, Boston-based firm with offices in the United States, Asia, and Europe.
By no means do we mitigate the importance of issues that we have to deal with at the Governor Juan F. Louis Hospital. It's a very good staff. There's some issues that clearly have come up within the report, but we also think at the same time that there have been some improvements at the facility over the last year that we think need to be taken into some level of consideration. But at the same time, we recognize issues of governance at the management level and at the board level have to be addressed. And the approval of the 2 new board members this week will be an opportunity for us to start putting things on the path with respect to the governance issues. But last night, we outlined in our discussions exactly how we're going to move forward. And Dr. Griffith has now hired a law firm, and Ropes & Gray, which apparently has a significant amount of experience in working with CMS and working with facilities that are looking at the same situation we are with respect to decertification and outlining a path that gets us to where we need to be in terms of not having the decertification take place and work very closely with CMS to address the areas and the concerns that they have.
In other news, the VI Superior Court Judge Douglas Brady issued an order Monday scheduling a hearing on a petition filed by Adelbert Bryant seeking an emergency action in his attempt to keep Senator Alicia Chucky Hansen name off of the general election ballot. Brady said that the matter will be before the court on Bryant's emergency motion for enforcement of judgment and for contempt sanctions, and it was outlined in his petition filed with the court. Brady had scheduled a hearing to take place in his court on Wednesday, September 24th, but was canceled. We will keep you up to date on this ongoing case. Stay with us. We have more news straight ahead.
This is News Channel 8. This is News Channel 8.
Welcome back to News Channel 8. The Lieutenant Governor was the guest today on Straight Talk, where he shared some of his office successes and improvements.
This is Shauna Richards, Communications Director. Computerization has definitely helped the Office of the Lieutenant Governor, especially the Tax Assessor's Office. There is so much data that
pull that up a little bit more.
There is so much data
that
is available online for any person who wants to access it.
Sure.
They can go to our website, www.ltg.gov.vi, and see what their tax bills look like.
Right.
They can look at prior tax years. They can access data on a property. So it's been helpful not only to property owners, but property sellers, people who are interested in the territory. So there's certainly a benefit to computerization. And as far as the billing process and the process being moved over to the tax assessor's office from where it was at finance, it helps us to have greater integrity in our process and making sure that we can account for the revenues that are coming into the Office of the Lieutenant Governor.
If you have an outstanding balance, if you look at your current bill now, since we did the automation, it'll tell you your current status of all your bills, whether you miss tax year 2012 or 2011.
Sure.
And that's automation.
Hammer
in terms of breaking procedures and not following rules, the question is whether it's intentional or if it's not intentional. But that's up to the Inspector General.
Well,
we take some corrective actions in terms of the following the procedure, whether it's 10 days to pay the deposit.
Right.
In one area, because I asked a question, I said, is there any law restricting me? And I told the Inspector General, I was the one that said, let's give those individuals the opportunity for 30 days.
Sure.
And there was no intent. But again, according to the code says it should not exceed 10 days.
Right.
So we corrected that. So that decision has been made.
I would like to indicate for those persons who would really like to have a look at their bills, your bill is basically broken down into two sections. One is land, and we give the value of the land.
Sure.
If you have a structure on the land, that is referred to as an improvement. And I would like to make it clear that the fact that it says improvement, most persons consider that as, why are they saying that I have an improvement and I didn't do anything to my house?
Right.
The house and structures are referred to as improvements.
Of course.
Not this is what you improve your house by from the last tax.
So you're dealing with the definition, so they understand the definition. Don't be misled by the definition.
By the definition, yes. We want to make that very clear.
So, Ira, if in fact there had been an improvement, we're talking about since the last time, let's say they added another bedroom or whatever, you could see exterior. Obviously, you also have access to the building permits and stuff like that. Then what do you call that in the context of that original definition of improvement? Improvements to the improvements?
No, that is an additional improvement.
Okay, so it would be defined.
It is an additional improvement, and it is all placed within that one value of the structure.
Right, I got you.
And so, as you look at your bill from left to right, you have the land, you have the improvement, you have the total assessed value. Then you have the The credits.
Credit,
And
sure.
this is where we would like persons to pay very careful attention.
Right.
You now have the homestead credit. The homestead credit used to be at $250. It's now at $400.
Yes, very generous.
And so we are asking everyone so that they can benefit from whatever is there
So
to
you're
benefit
encouraging
from.
what's available.
Yes.
Can you take the homestead and the veterans at the same time?
Yes, we can.
You can.
And that is why
Wow.
some persons have in
getting
fact
zero.
ended up with zero.
Stay tuned for more news right after this.
This newscast has been sponsored by Mario's Virgin Crystal. Let us save you the hassle of lugging those jugs around. Purified bottled water conveniently delivered to your home or office. Also available in your favorite grocery store. Call 773-2810.
This is News Channel 8. This is News Channel 8.
And finally tonight, here he is, Mr. Stephen Koo Francis, with your Sports 411 update.
Thanks a lot, Junior. Well, the Virgin Island national swimmers J.J. Walshaw and Tony Hendricks will represent the VA at the Pan American Olympic Festival, which will be held from September 24th to the 30th in Mexico City, Mexico. This is the first time the Pan American Sports Organization has offered an event like this. Over 3,000 athletes of 23 different sports will have the opportunity to participate in this high-level competition. This is a great opportunity for both swimmers to interact with the people from different cultural backgrounds and athletic abilities. The two Virgin Islands national swimmers will be accompanied by assistant Dolphins coach Jimmy Villiers, J.J. Walsh, a senior at the Good Hope Country Day School, and a member of the St. Croix Dolphins will be competing in the 100 meter, 200 meter backstroke, and the 50 meter and 100 meter freestyle. Tony Hendricks, a junior at the Good Hope Country Day School and a member of the St. Croix Dolphins, will be competing in the 50 meter, 100 meter, and 200 meter freestyle, 100 meter backstroke, and the 100 meter breaststroke. We definitely want to take this time to wish the swimmers best of luck. That's a look at your Sports 401 update. I'm Stephen Koo Francis for News Channel 8. Back to you, Junior.
Well, we wish you the best of luck and bring back the gold. Stay with us. We have your weather coming up next.
Your weather coming up next. Your weather.
And here's a look at your local weather.
Tonight, isolated showers, partly cloudy with a low around 81. East-northeast wind 13 to 16 miles per hour. Thursday, isolated showers with thunderstorms, also possible afternoon. Sunny with a high near 87. East-northeast wind 11 to 14 miles per hour. Thursday night, scattered showers and thunderstorms, partly cloudy with a low around 80. East wind 8 to 14 miles per hour. Friday, scattered showers and thunderstorms, mainly before noon, mostly sunny with a high near 88. Heat index values as high as 98. Friday night, scattered showers and thunderstorms, mostly cloudy with a low around 83. East wind 8 to 10 miles per hour. And this is Essie Gaston Edwards with your News Channel 8 weather report.
Well, thank you very much for tuning in. That's all we have for news tonight. Please do not forget to like us on Facebook at WSVI-CHA. And also follow us on Twitter at WSVI News Channel 8. Log on to us on your YouTube at WSVI-TV News Channel 8. Watch us on your computer, or you can even DVR us using the free Dish Anywhere app. You can see us anywhere in the world on your smartphone or tablet. I'm Junior Garcia, and World News is up next. Good night, Virgin Islands.
News Channel 8 is brought to you by Omega XL. Experience Larry King's breakthrough secret to joint pain relief, Omega XL. To order or find out more information, call 1-800-298-1647 or check us out at asseenonchanel8.com.